My fiancé's ex sent me their sex tapes and I made the terrible mistake of watching it. My fiancé, 27 and I, 29F, just got engaged a week ago. I proposed to him when I heard from our friends that he was sad that his proposal plans were ruined by COVID. We have been very happy this past week. I guess this caught the attention of his bitter ex, the 28F. She contacted me on SM and sent me a few videos and said that even though I may be marrying him, I would never be able to satisfy him sexually the way she did. For some background, early on in our relationship, I was a bit insecure about this ex, especially how attractive she was, but my fiancé assured me that he would never ever consider being with her again because she was abusive and used to force him into things he did not like. I soon grew out of these insecurities because my fiancé was an amazing BF and always made me feel loved and very secure. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. Update. As for the update, after posting here and reading the advice and reflecting on my actions, I realized what I did was wrong and a violation of my fiancé's privacy. I allowed my insecurities to dictate my actions. Even though my fiancé is okay with me using his phone, my intent to snoop made what I did wrong. So, I decided to just come clean. I sat him down the next day and told him that the ex sent me the videos as well, and also come clean about the snooping. He was upset, but surprisingly, he wasn't that upset with the snooping. He seemed more upset that his ex had somehow managed to cause drama once again in his life. He told me that he hadn't watched any of the videos because in most of them he was uncomfortable with recording them, and only did it for her and was afraid if watching it would make me look at him in a bad way. This made me feel even shittier for what I did, and I apologized again and reassured him that they did not in any way lessen my feelings or respect for him. I wanted him to have some time to process things and decide what to do about the ex and what I did, so I gave him some space. That night, I decided to cook his favorite meal as a sort of apology dinner and discuss things. He seemed in a much better mood. He apologized to me for not telling me about the tapes right away, and for being an idiot and not realizing that she would come after me when he had blocked her. He told me he appreciated me coming clean about the snooping and understood how I got carried away, and that I could have just talked to him, and he would have given me his phone and reassured me that he hadn't kept any of the videos. I asked if he was going to press charges regarding revenge porn, and he told me that he wanted nothing to do with her and that we should just move on and enjoy our engagement and forget the whole thing. I told him it was completely his choice, and I support him and would delete the videos and block her right away. Finally, I brought up the texts, and he apologized to me for the rant. He told me that was the first time in a long time that he had actually thought about who was better and that he had never actively compared me with any of his exes before. He told me he should have just answered it with a simple, "My fiancé is better," and tried to apologize again. I told him that he didn't have to sugarcoat anything and that it was his private conversation with a friend, and I have no right to be mad when he wasn't really disrespectful about me or our sex life. I also told him that it was okay if she was better, and I didn't have to be the best at everything. He explained to me that after talking to Sarah he thought more about it, and that he hadn't really expressed his thoughts well in the text, but he would like to explain it better. You are the best I have had. I am not lying or sugarcoating anything. If someone asked me who is the most skilled or the most adventurous sexual partner that I have had, then yeah, it would probably be her. But that doesn't really matter because if someone asked me what was the best sex I have ever had, my first thought would be the time when we had sex right after you asked me to marry you, and then it would be the night when you first told me you loved me, and third would be the time when we had sex in the kitchen the day I moved in. For all her skill and experience, she couldn't even make the top 3, and we have the rest of our lives to make sure that she doesn't even come near the top 100. So no, I am not lying when I say you are the best I have had. I am not going to lie, despite what I said about not needing to be the best. Just hearing what he said, maybe I butchered the quote, he was so much more charming and eloquent, made me really happy, so I kissed him and asked him if he wanted to try and break into the top 3 again. Then, we had sex. I didn't really specifically try to be more aggressive, but I tried to focus more on what he was feeling to reassure myself that he was enjoying it as much as I did. That naturally allowed me to be the one in the lead, and it was great. I could tell that he really enjoyed it as well. I know I have to work on my insecurities and potentially see a therapist, but for now I will try my best to just forget what I saw on those videos and enjoy being engaged to the most amazing man I know. P.S. I appreciate the harsh comments that told me I was wrong to snoop, but those of you that sent me hateful messages, telling me that I was no better than his ex and that I should leave him? Seriously, fuck off. I may be an insecure nut sometimes, but I have never ever taken it out on him and would never hurt him like she did. And me wanting to be the best sex he has had is not some narcissistic ego trip. It was because to me, he is the best sex I have ever had, and hopefully ever will. And I wanted to be the same for him. I don't think there is anything wrong with that. Comment. X is a vicious little viper, and she nearly got what she wanted. Into OP's head and imploding the relationship. The ex can't stand that her victim is living a happy life and tries to ruin it. Hope they never have to deal with their ex again. OP had to watch his friend have sex. A few nights ago, I, 22 showed up at my friend's 25 flat to watch him have sex with his GF, 22. It was an unforgettable experience for all the wrong reasons. Sleeping together in front of someone else was a fantasy my friend and his GF wanted to explore, but to complete the package, the two of them had to be more than two. My name was apparently the only name that managed to get 2 unanimous yes votes from my friend and his GF during their selection process. I leaned toward saying no when my friend offered me the uncomfortable position of being the other person, but I accepted the role because my friend played his "you owe me" card and made it sound like it would be over in less than 10 minutes. I had one job: enjoy the show, but without touching my friend or his GF. My presence was my only purpose. When I entered my friend's bedroom and approached my designated chair, I was prepared for an awkward night. My friend and his GF are attractive people, but I've never been keen to see them naked, let alone sexually active. As soon as the kissing and touching turned into stripping and sucking, I was struggling to contain my laughter. It was a nervous reaction that was out of my control due to an unusual situation that was also unintentionally funny. Exhibit A. My friend was quiet, too quiet. Mimes made more noise than him. Exhibit B. My friend's GF must have been under the impression that I was a talent scout because literally any random touch from my vocally challenged friend, like his knuckle brushing against her knee or whatever, would prompt her to bite her bottom lip and moan like she was tasting a delicious dish for a television commercial. Exhibit C. My friend was unable to get a pivotal part of his anatomy to rise to the occasion because he focused too much of his attention on me when he noticed that I was fighting the urge to laugh. I did my best to avoid eye contact since I was supposed to be watching something purposefully hot, not accidentally hilarious. Mid-BJ. My friend asked me what was so funny. I apologized and said my reaction was nothing more than nervous laughter, which was 90% true. The other 10% was me trying not to laugh at my friend being dead quiet while his GF was gunning for best over-the-top performance at the Academy Awards. When my friend's GF realized that I was indirectly distracting my friend, she unexpectedly wiggled my friend's flaccid penis and said, "Erecta patronum?" That broke me. I laughed uncontrollably. My friend got annoyed and said, "Look what you've done." I thought he was talking to his GF, but it quickly became clear that he was actually talking to me. Based on his feedback, my childish reaction motivated his GF to incorporate inappropriate Harry Potter humor when he was feeling vulnerable. He blamed me for everything that didn't go according to plan, including the fact that he was struggling to get it up. By the time he was done branding me the bad guy, he was dressed and no longer interested in continuing. I apologized again and explained that it was never my intention to laugh or become a distraction. It was involuntary. My friend suggested that we continue the conversation the next day. That was 3 days ago. My friend is still not responding to my messages or answering my calls. I get that I should have done a better job being serious, but I don't understand how all of this is on me though. Anyway, never watching friends have sex again. Update posted 11 days back. My post attracted too much attention on the internet, especially on TikTok, which I didn't even know showed Reddit posts. My friend's GF, who's always on TikTok, discovered my post and informed my friend. My friend finally stopped ghosting me and decided to communicate, which I thought was a positive development, until I realized he found out about my post and wanted to confront me. The confrontation still needs to happen, but in the meantime, my friend wanted me to repair the damage to his reputation. I made it clear to my friend that I had no part in posting the story on TikTok. I only posted on Reddit, and I was more than willing to delete my Reddit post. My friend suggested that I edit my Reddit post to add all the left-out information that would make him look less like the bad guy, like an update post, but from his perspective. I pointed out the fact that my post was completely anonymous and that no one knew who we were, but I might as well have said the opposite because my friend was still determined to share his side of the story. From this point onwards, you're reading my friend's words, citizens of Gotham. Joking. Sorry. Okay, from this point onwards, you're really reading my friend's words. Here's the full story. My friend, Mr. Innocent in all this, forgot to mention that he's attracted to my GF. He'll never admit it, but it's obvious, anyone can see it. Based on that fact, I knew he would agree to watch me have sex with my GF. No one coerced, bullied, or manipulated anyone. I only played my "you owe me" card as a joke. Everyone gave their full consent for no other reason than to enjoy themselves doing something kinky, whether it was watching or banging. My friend might have been uncomfortable at the thought of seeing me balls deep inside the girl he secretly wants, but he was low-key excited to finally get the opportunity to see her naked and in action. She gave him a show because she knew he was only there for her, hence her over-the-top performance. Me, on the other hand, I was quiet. Too quiet, according to my friend's review. That's because I was too busy going down on my GF to provide commentary. I'll admit, it did bother me that my friend looked like he was trying not to laugh when I was struggling to get hard. In the heat of the moment, I believed he was trying to throw me off my game and make me look incompetent in front of my GF. It took me a few days to unpack the events with my GF before I accepted that what happened was due to me being unprepared for how weird it would be to have an audience in my bedroom. My nervous reaction was failing to get it up. My friend's nervous reaction was laughter. I understand that now. Not going to lie, my GF using erecto patronum on me was unexpected and not something I appreciated at the time because my ego already took a hit. But I get that she was just trying to remind everyone in her own way that we were there to have fun, even though it stopped being fun. At least for me. I tried something new and realized it was not my thing. In closing, I have one question for my friend. Reddit, really, bro? That's the end. Copied and pasted from my recent messages and shared on Reddit, as per my friend's instruction. I'm seeing him in person at the end of the week to have a proper conversation. Fingers crossed he comes in peace. Flared is inconclusive because a POV from the girlfriend can be expected. Comment. I'm so glad my friends and I aren't this close. We have come to the end of our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. Tell us what you think about this story in the comments.